Tutta's right up close to the pace today. Tommy Sue's Delight is also up close to the early going. Down toward the inside, Royal Indy in a bit of traffic, now steadied in between horses. Brush with the Law, 2 lengths back to Shoop. It's another 5 back to Call It Count, and Milk Colates is the trailer. They're moving down the back stretch. The opening quarter, 24 seconds flat. Up top, it's Song of Africa with a short lead over Clear Mandate. Clear Mandate and Song of Africa going at it head to head, and a firing line in behind them. Royal Indy down inside, coming on through now from third. Shoop on the outside, fourth. Tommy Sue's Delight's now 5 lengths from the lead with a half mile to go. Queen Tutta's coming under a ride. Brush with the Laws tailed off 8 lengths from the front. Farther back, Milk Colates and Call It Count as they round the far turn. The half in 47-1, 3 furlongs from the wire. Clear Mandate and Song of Africa head-to-head most of the way, and they will arrive at the top of the stretch together. It's 3 lengths back. Royal Indy running in third. Tommy Sue's Delight fourth. Shoot and Brush with the Law coming up the inside at the top of the stretch. Clear Mandate taking charge. Clear Mandate taking over and opening up on the field. Down inside, Song of Africa and Tommy Sue's Delight coming with her rally on the outside. She's moving late. Final 16. Here comes Tommy Sue's Delight to collar Clear Mandate and take the lead. Tommy Sue's Delight will win. Clear Mandate second, and it's a photo for third between Royal Indy and Milk Colates. Blinkers under the wire first. Tommy Sue's Delight, trained by Neil Howard. Jerry Bailey aboard. I guess those blinkers did the trick, Charlesy.
Well, it was her first time wearing blinkers, and certainly it got her attention on matters. The pace was set up very well by Clear Mandate and Song of Africa. Jerry Bailey, riding this filly for the first time, sat back quietly and waited. And when you see them, they turn for home through the stretch. Clear Mandate is looking pretty sharp there, but here comes a great big 17 hand. Tommy Sue's Delight, big filly wearing those blinkers. She'd been on the board in a number of grade ones this year. Now she's got one for her very own. It is her first stakes victory.
And her daddy, AP Indy, won the 1992 Breeders' Cup Classic. That's what happened in the Ruffian. We'll be back with more action on this Saturday of Super Stakes weekend at beautiful Belmont Park, so don't go away.
Gridiron to Gasoline Alley.
4 starts, but no victories. Today, 3rd time LASIK, less weight, and Tommy Sue's Delight, 3-year-old daughter of AP Indy, bred by James Elkins and Bill Farish, trained by Neil Howard, ridden by Jerry Bailey there, getting the job done in the Ruffian. Let's go to Bob Newmeyer.
Another look at the victory for Tommy Sue's Delight. Turning for home, Song of Africa, the sprinter on the rail. Clear Mandate, ready to put her away on the outside in the green and white, and it looked like Mike Smith was home free. But Jerry Bailey had horse with Tommy Sue's Delight in the flaming red blinkers behind Clear Mandate, and those big, giant strides just gobbling up Clear Mandate. Milk Colates about 8 wide, turning for home would outkick Royal Indy for third. Well, Neil Howard told us before the race that when you make an equipment change, sometimes you look like a genius, sometimes you look like a bum. Neil Howard is feeling very, very good right now. Dave?
I would imagine that they would, because this is a nice victory to have on the card, and it's nice. I'm sure it gives the horse some confidence as this horse now, Tommy Sue's Delight, gets a victory. Let's take a look at the prices. Tommy Sue's Delight pays $670, $350, $270, and Clear Mandate was second in a good effort at $4 and $320. Milk Colates was up to be third at $460, and 8-9 Exacta worth an even $24. The time off the stakes and track record 1:44 2/5. Let's take a look at the full order of finish in this year's Ruffian, a handicap event in which Tommy Sue's Delight carried at 113. Tommy Sue's Delight in front at the wire. Clear Mandate second. Milk Colates was third. Royal Indy fourth. Brush with the Law, Budweiser Long Shot finished fifth. Song of Africa, the horse with the carpet squares on her back out of the starting gate, finished sixth under the wire. Call It Count, Shoop, and Queen Tut. So Jerry Bailey getting some congratulations and coming over to the winner's circle. Tommy Sue's Delight, a reason to stay in town for the weekend. Charlesy?
Okay. Well, with me now are the winning connections. We've got Jerry Bailey, Steve Hilbert, and Neil Howard. Congratulations to you all, and that was quite an investment. You made a $575,000 filly. She paid you back today, didn't
Well,
she?
that was the thrill of a lifetime, to say the least. But I can't say enough for the ride Jerry put on Tommy Sue. Neil has done a terrific job bringing her along, and Tim Sams that runs our horse operation, and the advice we've gotten from Will Farish, and of course my wife.
Congratulations
I mean, this is Tommy
to you,
Sue,
too.
the real Tommy Sue.
That's the real
here.
Tommy Sue. Well, good
That's
for
right.
you. Neil, the other real Tommy Sue, you added the blinkers today, and obviously it made a huge difference.
Yeah, it did. I mean, we were kind of, you know, it's great to say it now, but it helped a little bit in the mornings. We thought it kept a little sharper.
Yeah, good. And Jerry, what about you? First quarter in 24, were you a little concerned being that far back?
Well, Neil gave me the option of riding her like I wanted to, and I know that she's been maybe a little lackadaisical in the midway part of the race. I thought Clear Mandate was the horse to beat, so I put her right on her heels, not far off of it, so that she wouldn't have to overcome a great deal turn for home, and she was able to close it out.
17 hands plus, I think. Look at the stride on this filly. Does she feel as good as she looks, Jerry?
She, you know, I didn't think I was gaining on the other filly until I looked up and passing her.
Well, the real Tommy Sue looks pretty good, and so does the equine Tommy Sue. Congratulations to all of you, and we go back to Dave.
And it'll be interesting to see if they take this 3-year-old to the Breeders' Cup Distaff. Well, it's going to be interesting to see what happened up at Woodbine in the Turf Mile this afternoon. They were loading, and we'll have the race when we come back right here on Super Stakes Weekend Eastern. Right now, when you take a look at the $4 million Breeders' Cup Classic, right now it looks like it's a match between the 3-year-old Touch Gold, who won the Belmont Stakes and the Buick Haskell this summer, and Gentleman, who's at the top of the list of the older horses. Well, tonight at the Meadowlands in the Buick Pegasus, $1 million race, Touch Gold is going to compete over there. We're going to have that tape tomorrow afternoon on our program, and we'll see how he does, if it's going to be that 3-year-old Touch Gold who's going to be going on to the $4 million Breeders' Cup Classic, as we expect. Now, with more on the Gentleman's story, here's Bob Newman.
Well, trainer Dick Mandela had a couple of options with Gentleman, the key prep race for the Breeders' Cup Classic. He could have run here today at Belmont Park in the Woodward Stakes, but he opted to run up north of the border at Woodbine, a mile on the grass. Why the grass, you say? Well, I think Dick thought it was an easier spot for a Gentleman, a conditioner to be sure, but it was his first time on yielding ground as we take a look at the conditions for this race today at Woodbine on a beautiful 1-mile lush grass course, a $500,000 purse, 3-year-olds and up, 1 mile on the turf. A quick look at some of the major contenders of this race, of course, included Gentleman. He went off at 2-5. Helmsman was one of the key North American contenders, trained by Wally Delasse, ridden by his son-in-law Corey Nakatani, back from his suspension. And Jerry as well, a chance. Jerry hadn't won a Grade 1 in a long time. Bill Mott, though, keeps him on the grass today for this Woodbine Mile. Courtesy of our friends north of the border from the CBC, the call, Dan Loisel. Here is today's Woodbine Mile.
They're at the post. They're off in the Woodbine Mile. Jylin and Skybound away quickly from the outside. Gentleman is toward the hedge. Kidadashi also broke well, is coming on toward the inside now, and Kidadashi comes on and grabs the early lead. Gentleman right there's the hedge in second. Skybound is third. All firmed up is fourth. John the Magician a close fifth, just 3 ranks off the lead. Jylin is back in sixth now. Then we have even top in seventh, a break of 4 to Same Old Wish. To the outside of that one is Jerry. Helmsman is between runners, awaited guide to the outside, and Crown Attorney 22-3 for the opening quarter, and Walls front ends it with Kidadashi. Kidadashi by 2 lengths. Gentleman keeps him in his sights in second. On the outside, all firmed up is third. Skybound is fourth. They drill a half in 45-1. Kidadashi winging it on the front end. Gentleman is second. On the outside, all firmed up is third. Skybound keeping the leaders right there in fourth, just 3 ranks off the lead. Then there's a break of 3 to Jylin. John the Magician between horses. Helmsman on the far outside. It's Kidadashi as they turn for home. Stevens angles, Gentleman to the outside. Also closing is Skybound as they come to the 3/16 ball. Skybound on the far outside. Kidadashi at the rail. In between them, Gentleman's put to an all-out drive. Skybound and Gentleman at the 8th ball. And flying to the outside is Same Old Wish. He came from 14th in the Breeders' Cup Mile. He is absolutely flying for Herd McCully. Same Old Wish from out of the clouds to win the Woodbine Mile. A 3-horse photo for place.
Well, it was not same old wish. It was the familiar colors of Alan Paulson. That's Jerry that won the race up at Woodbine and paid a terrific price of $18.90 to win. Helmsman from the West Coast paying $11.28.60 to Show, and the big long shot Crown Attorney paying $15.10 to Show. The favorite gentleman finished 5th in this race today. What about Belmont, the trainer of Jerry? This is a horse that has been knocking on the door. Dirt and turf. Bill made the transition to the turf for the last 3 runs unsuccessfully until today. This was Belmont after the Woodbine Mile.
I've always felt this horse was capable of beating probably anybody. Even last year, I thought he was, you know, good competition for whoever he was running against on the dirt. And we've put him on the grass and backed him up to a mile, and he showed us today what a real trooper he is.
Well, the second guessers will have a field day with Dick Mandela following this unsuccessful run at Woodbine. But keep in mind, this was supposed to be a conditioning effort for gentlemen, a prep for the Breeders' Cup Classic. Many trainers use turf to dirt moves to leg up their horses. Unfortunately for those who bet on gentlemen today, they paid the price. But I think that assuming the horse is A-OK, that he will be heard from in the Breeders' Cup Classic. This result, though, might give pause to those punters that want to reach into their pockets and bet thousands and thousands of dollars on this champion whose reputation was sullied a bit today up at Woodbine. Now back to Dave.
Charles, what did you think as you watched the race?
I thought he was an unhappy horse going down the backside. He didn't like how it felt. It was a yielding turf course. Horses can do that over a course they don't handle. I thought he went as far as he did on class alone. As far as conditioning, he got plenty out of it because, believe me, he was working hard. His action wasn't good in the stretch. He was laboring.
But a good ride by Chris Antley on Jerry. And Jerry, of course, has to be looking forward to the Breeders' Cup, either the mile or the 1.5 mile turf. There's Skip Away. He's coming back, and so are we. After William Woodward Sr., the master of Bel Air Stud, and had so many great horses, including Damascus. And it's the Woodward this afternoon, and Charles C. Canty, just looking at the last few horses who've won this race, I see a pattern.
Absolutely. The last 3 winners in a row have won the Woodward, have gone on to be Horse of the Year. That was Holy Bull and then Cigar twice.
Let's take a look at our winner of the Island at Monmouth Park last out.
And there's a look at Formal Gold. He's one of the 3 of our big rivals here, and these 3, Formal Gold, Will's Way, and Skip Away, have been running against each other quite a bit over the last couple of years. We'll take a look at it. They have raced over the last 2 years. They've raced 6 times together, and here's how it's worked out. They've each won twice. So they've spent a lot of time around each other. They all know each other. Their connections are pretty familiar with each other. Some of them are a little more concerned than others today. Who's afraid of the big bad bay named Will's Way? The trainer of Formal Gold is Bill Perry. He's even afraid of the gray called Skip Away.
I'm afraid of both of them. I think they're both very talented horses, and they've proven that, you know, and all 3 of them run, looks like, as hard as they can every time they go over there. So as much as I respect Sonny's horse, I respect Will's Way, too.
Trainer Sonny Hine isn't losing any sleep over the dueling duo of Will's Way and Skip Away. He's fearing Formal Gold.
Well, I know I don't like offline, but Will's Way's only 2 times he finished in front of me were at Saratoga. And I think Formal Gold would be the toughest horse to beat, because Formal Gold ran out of this world the other day at Monmouth. I don't think there's a horse in the country could have beat him the other day. Bar none. He broke the track record. That's been there for 30, 40 years.
Skippy, I'm not sure if he's the horse that he was, though, personally, last year. I think he's a great horse, but, you know, he hasn't had the wins that he had. He's been really working tough at it, and, you know, maybe Skippy's not what Skippy was. But just when you say that, he'll run his best race. Will's Way, he has got so much guts and so much heart. He's incredible. I mean, he really, and he's got a lot of personality, and he hates to lose. I mean, he really hates to lose. And I just don't see him losing again. I mean, this year, I really see him as a positive now. He's really just, he's very, very strong. And physically, I know I have him in great shape. You know, I want to be the best horse in the East, okay? So, in fact, I said, you know, both horsemen are great horsemen, but I don't know them that well. They know me to say hello to me on the street, but the bottom line is I want to kick their butt, okay? So I really, you know, I want to be the best in the East, and I want to go out and kick out the West and get them and show them that Will's Way is #1.
Ooh, fighting words from trainer Jim Bond.
Well, he's 0 for 2 in the Breeders' Cup. He was second with Le Carrière in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and I think he'd like to break that little stigma, and Will's Way could be the one.
That's right, and Will's Way right now is at 7-2, the longest of those 3 horses in the race within the race.
Well, he's maybe not getting a whole lot of attention, but Jim Bond has had him tucked away up at Saratoga ever since his dramatic victory in the Whitney, and we'll take a close look at him right now.
It's the 44th running of the Woodward. We'll look at the post parade, and when you see a K and a gavel, you'll know that that horse was sold at a Keeneland sale.
And there's one right there. It's Will's Way. He hasn't raced since winning that great victory in the Whitney in early August. As I said, he's been training up at Saratoga over the Oklahoma racetrack, so he's very fresh, and he's fit for this rematch. He gets the only rider ever to win 4 Breeders' Cup Classics. That's Jerry Bailey trying to lay the groundwork for the 5th.
And he's already won the Ruffian on our program. Number 2 is Skip Away, the horse with the most wins, 9, and the most earnings, $3.8 million. Skip Away loves Belmont Park. 4 starts. He has 2 wins and 2 seconds over this surface, the last one being July the 4th when he teamed up with Sellers to win the Suburban.
And here's the longest shot on the board. That's number 3, Pacific Fleet. He has won 2 graded stakes here in New York, but still isn't getting much attention. He does get a new rider in Mike Smith, who's been the winner of 6 Breeders' Cup races.
The leading trainer in the history of the Breeders' Cup is D. Wayne Lucas. You know he's always looking for another horse to enter on Breeders' Cup Day. And here is Editor's Note, who won the Belmont Stakes over this track in 1996. This horse had EPM. That's a parasite that invades the spinal column. And fortunately, he's been cured of that. He's had 1 victory since, and Joe Bravo was aboard then, as he is today.
And rounding out the field is the 3rd of our rival trio. It is Formal Gold, and he's looking to trounce Will's Way and Skip Away, following in the footsteps of his daddy, Black Tie Affair, who won the 1991 Breeders' Cup Classic. And there's Kent DeSormo aboard.
Okay, a handful of fine thoroughbreds going a 1-turn mile and an 1/8 for $500,000. Who do you like? A 6-5 shot or a 30-1 shot? We'll be back with the Woodward after this.
Oh, Eddie, I'm not doing so good. I don't have a clue what the coach is saying. I'm 0 for my last 14.
Johnny, you gotta loosen up. Have some fun. Make some friends over there. Play.
Hello? Eddie, you won't believe this.
Monday, Carlos Delgado and the Jays take on Tino Martinez and the Yankees. Jays, Yankees, TSN, Monday. Get set for a Grey Cup rematch on the CFL Live. Buckle up for excitement as the Argos and the Eskimos get it on at Commonwealth Stadium. The CFL Live. Check it out this weekend on TSN.
No, I got this torn rotator cuff from Bruce Smith. I got these cracked ribs from K.D. Williams. I had a headbutt with a cheese head. I got butter right here, post-game interview, microphone. I got a burnt retina from all the flash bulbs and photo shoots. Autograph signing, ink poisoning. Jeez, I got a bruised index finger from hoisting the Super Bowl trophy. I got calluses all over my hands from 2 Grey Cups. Yeah, we got it rough. It's a rough life. Yeah.
You can see the horses have just left the post parade and they're warming up for the Woodward Stakes, this afternoon's feature on the Saturday afternoon card on Super Stakes weekend. And where Formal Gold is the unofficial winner of this year's Woodward Stakes. Ridden by Kent DeSormo, this is a 4-year-old son of Black Tie Affair who won the Breeders' Cup Classic. Trained by Bill Perry, bred in Canada by Mr. and Mrs. Rhodes Kelly. Let's go to Bob for a replay.
If trainer Sonny Hine wanted more pressure on Formal Gold early on, he got it, and it didn't make any difference. Shane Sellers sent Skip away, through in the inside. Here you see him right next to the rail. Pacific Fleet, who was in it for about a quarter of a mile, now backs off, and now it's eyeball to eyeball, the two champs, Formal Gold and Skip away. But look at the ease in which Kent DeSormo will put away Skip away on that long, sweeping Belmont turn. At this point, now Will's Way is cozying up with Jerry Bailey passing Skip away, and it looked like a two-horse race from there with editors, I should say, Formal Gold and Will's Way now pressuring, but DeSormo had a lot of horse left. And at the 8th pole, you see him hand riding, switching sticks, right hand, now left, shaking him up. This horse is sensational. He smashed a track record at Monmouth. He ran 147 and change here this afternoon, putting Skip away and Will's Way away to win the Woodward. And you can bet that Jack Murphy will be taking this speedball on to Hollywood Park, and a chance to do what a lot of folks think this horse can't do, namely negotiate the 1.25 miles in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Dave?
A round of applause solidly earned by Formal Gold this afternoon. Pays $450, $260, $210. Skip away $250, $210. Will's Way $210. The exacta 5-2 combination $8.60, $147 and $2. We'll be right back.
For great tasting meals, this
racing to the Breeders' Cup. Stay tuned for all of the latest sports highlights and happenings on SportsCenter. It's live and it's next. And now it's Charleston.
Well, there's some really sincere congratulations here to Kent DeSormo, who rode Formal Gold, and Bill Perry, who did the most incredible job. This horse was in Dubai this spring. Bill, you've kept him at the top of his game all year, and he seems to only be getting better.
Well, the sire got better as he got older, and I'm hoping this horse will just keep improving. He's been a tremendous horse to work with.
Yeah. And Kent, you rode him with more confidence than I've ever seen anybody ride anyone. That electrifying move.
I tell you, Charles, I've never had a horse give me his life the way he does. He exaggerates his breathtaking. He goes around the track, and then he does, and he really just sticks his neck out there, and he'll sleep well tonight, I'll tell you that. He's an aggressive horse all the way around there, and a pleasure to ride.
Looked like you had a lot of horse left. All right, and right now we'll go over to Bob Newmeyer.
Jack Murphy, this is a success story, an American story. It's a hard hat story. A guy that was a steel worker earlier on, very successful steel company.
Many years.
And now a horse owner with a guy that you think can win the Breeders' Cup Classic, Jack.
I know he can win the Breeders' Cup.
The 1.25 miles now is the big issue. He's so sharp.
Guy that said he could always get a 1.25 miles. You look at the 1.25 miles races, there's a good excuse for every one of them.
And Gentleman lost today up at Woodbine. Do you know that? He, of course, will go in there probably as the favorite or touch.
Here anyway.
Scared to come, afraid of you and the source.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have your chances at the Breeders' Cup Classic to see how smart you are, Jack Murphy.
We'll take him.
All right. What a happy guy. Jack Murphy, the owner of the winner here, Formal Gold of the Woodward Stakes. Dave?
I love the way you guys talk. You guys from Boston can really say words neat. Congratulations. Here's the recap. Tommy Sue's Delight takes the Ruffian as Jerry Bailey looks back and see that he is home free. Yes, Jerry, you got it. Up in Canada, Jerry, not Gentleman, Jerry on the far outside for Billy Mott comes on to take at 9-1 the Woodbine Mile. Looking to the Breeders' Cup. We'll find out about Gentleman, but we found out about Formal Gold this afternoon. And Kent DeSormo with an explosive ride in the $500,000 Woodward. Just day one finished with Super Stakes weekend. We'll be right here tomorrow as Racing to the Breeders' Cup continues its coverage of Super Stakes weekend. We'll feature the Man of War on the turf and the matron for 2-year-old fillies tomorrow afternoon at 5. Also, before we went on the air, Richter Scale took the Jerome. And tonight, it's Touch Gold in the Buick Pegasus. What a weekend. What a weekend for the folks from Boston, too. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.